Hey everyone, right, we're live. Now, I've got a small problem at the moment. I'm trying to find a screw that I just spasmed and it flicked off somewhere onto me, and then I was looking for it, and then it it fell away from my shirt, and I've scanned the whole floor of magnet and everything, and I still can't find it. So I'm thinking it might actually be in my shoe. So I guess we'll see. Hey Dreams, Jim, Shane's, Grumpy, hey Grumpy Tick, Zoltan, Craig, Cypher, Cordos. Let's see. Do we have a shoey? Nope, not that one. So I didn't hear it land or anything. Didn't see it, didn't sense it. And it's a big screw. I can't imagine it's going to be in my other shoe. No. Where the hell did it go? And naturally, of course, it's for a laptop that I've got to send out tomorrow. That's very annoying. Very, 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 very annoying. Oh well. I guess we'll just, I don't know. Not much I can do, is there? I mean, I'll have another look for it, but that's just weird. Alright, now I've got to clean my bench top again. And then we can get on fixing things. The only trouble with having carpeted floors is that you cannot hear them when they land. Hey, Let's Repair, Miles, Ed, Laptop, Sean, Cypher Labs, pocket of the shirt. Very surprised. It felt like it came from like the hem of the shirt, the bottom hem, and then it just sort of rolled out again. So it's all very strange. It's not a super critical screw, but I've got to admit, the main thing I'm worried about is just in case I'm deluded, I'm worried it might be in the laptop itself. Like maybe what I felt fall out of the shirt was not the screw, maybe it was something else, and the screw is actually in the laptop still. And then if I power it up, it's going to go blam, which would be very unfortunate. Anyway, let's dive into 1932 here. Let's get these ones out of the way. Oh, Grumpy, I've got these things, and I just drag them across the floor. Oh, is that it? No, that's too small. But yeah, it's bigger screw than that, so you can understand why it's a bit confusing that I can't find them. I do have hard drive magnets, but I like the flat bar. Kind of makes it easy to sweep the whole floor very quickly. Oh, and the other insult to injury today, on the I changed the roll of my job sticker. My Turbo Max Dymo printer, and a bit of muck must have got on the thermal bar, a bit of adhesive or something, and now I've got this vertical. Hopefully it'll just go away in good time, otherwise I'm going to have to pull apart the whole printer and then clean up that bit of damage on the thermal strip. Okie dokie, let's get into this. So this apparently died after it had the battery replaced. Like, it had the battery replaced, so it's been going for 4 months or so, 4 weeks, and then it died. Hey Thomas, wait. My guess on this one is that it's just going to be a bad battery. 1932, 2179, 2337. Yeah, all those batteries, they all seem to be very prone to just failure. You get the third-party ones, and it's sort of like 1/3 of them are no good. Alright, so as you can see, it is a third-party battery. Let's plug in our USB-C. Let's see what it is doing at least. That feels a bit squishy. Alright, no, we got a short on the board somewhere. You can tell if you look up here, see those spikes? That means we got a short on there somewhere. Okay, cool. That's what we want. It's the kind of stuff that you do want to get as a job. 1932, could be anywhere on here. We'll take the board out, have a look. But yeah, it's a good job to have. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Choose which screw you want to start with. Looks like I'm taking the T4s today. Hopefully it is a cap. Based on that spike pattern, it probably should be. The question is, where is it? And is it going to be a cap that we will actually visually find? And if it's not one we can visually find, is it going to be one that has a appropriate resistance that we can find it with the thermal camera? Because obviously if they are too shorted or too close to zero, they're not going to emit enough thermal, they don't have enough resistance to produce enough heat in order to be able to be detected by the thermal camera. So sometimes shorts can be too good. And then of course you have the other side of it, where if they're not shorted hard enough, like if they're about 10, 15, 20 ohms, which does happen, then again they're not going to give you enough thermal signature to be able to find them. Hey Mycosis, hey Bunty. Audio board, yeah, that is actually a very common cause. The liquid damage comes in and messes them up. Ach, yeah, man, where did I put that other screw? I gotta say, given that they've replaced the battery, they did a really good job, because this installation does not feel like it's being messed with. Because the 1932, you've got to take this flex out. Yeah, it's a big job to do a battery replacement on this, relatively speaking. And the fact that it didn't feel like someone had already been in there was a good thing. Hey Jim. David. Alright, let's have a visual check. Well, you know what? Let's see if it's still shorted. And if it's not, then we'll go look at the audio board. It's behaving. It's the audio board. The scary thing about this is that the audio boards are very expensive. So if it is the audio board and we can find the damage on there, then we need to, hopefully we can repair it. Either that or there's corrosion on there, and just the process of messing around with it has broken that short. Yeah, you got to blame YouTube for any stutter, because I'm running 100% in the clear here. What am I doing? Gee whiz. Two great big screws staring me in the face and I'm trying to lift it. Hey Pedro. Sensed your presence. There's a bit of something on there, but not a lot. Is that a burn I see? I think I see a burn. Burn. It kind of looks burned a little bit there, doesn't it? Is it burned or is it just some kind of weird discoloration on the board? See, it should be all nice, clear, transparent, conformal coat like that. But instead, we've got this discoloration going on here. Alright, I say we put it into the vise, cut away the conformal coat, and see what we find. Where are my vices? Heat has discolored it, yes. I guess the question is it going to be external heat? Unlikely. Is it going to be internal heat? Quite likely. Okay, let's have a look at my hairy ball holders. Board holders, I mean. Yeah, I might just scrub that off a bit. Put the extractor on. For these sort of things, you really do want a fractal vise. But I do not have a fractal vise. So it's just going to have to be jamming it in kind of like this. See if we can get enough stability to do what we want. It's just interesting that we've got here, here and here. Now I don't know whether maybe the real damage was here and it just sort of wicked its way through, or it's difficult to tell. And some people would say, why don't you just get a new audio board? And I mean, sure, if it comes to that, we can. But hopefully we can rescue this one, because these cost a fair bit now. Could you print fractal jaws? You could. I can't imagine it'd be too easy. They're not cheap either to buy. And most of the ones that I've seen, they're only 2-level fractal, not 3-level. And I think realistically, you want to try to get a triple level one. Just going to see if we can get some measurements on any sort of short. It'd be unusual for multiple components to have failed for this sort of thing. Okay, so is that an inductor? Ugh. I have a feeling whatever that chip is down there is probably also dead. I'm just using 230 Celsius, not a lot of heat. It's enough to make that protective coat go a bit jelly-like. Gotta sneeze. It's the only trouble when I've been out in the yard. I do tend to suffer fairly brutally. Sorry. If I had to guess, maybe the cap went shorted and it drew too much current, which caused the inductor to burn. Still seems a bit strange. Certainly that inductor looks pretty severely beaten up. Thank you, boss. Yeah, it's got some burn going on there. Alright, let's say we pull the inductor and see what happens. Oh, why is the sneezing getting to me now? Sorry. Please stand by. Anyway, let's get that cap off. I have a feeling it might be the culprit, and then we'll have a look at the inductor as well. Doesn't look particularly damaged, to be honest. Let's check that continuity. What the? My goodness, why is my tip so hairy on the multimeter? Well, that definitely removed the short. That is definitely shorted. Can't really see it in there. I mean, it's a bit messy, but there's nothing absolutely visible in there to say, hey, I'm a shorted cap. Now, has this still got connectivity? It has. So the inductor didn't blow. Still very strange. The capacitor is safely kept in its container now. Alright, let's have a look at this inductor. Well, it certainly got angry, that's for sure. Wow, did I make a mess of that chip or what? It's not good. I don't even know what chip that is. I think it's okay. It's just the plastic top coat that's been taking a ride on that. 8A1930. 3... Oh my god. Come on. $3838, is it? 8A81, sorry, 8A81 3838. It's pretty messed up. It's got to be a chip that we do commonly see elsewhere though. And we're going to have to find out replacement cap. Oh, I didn't check to see what the board number was. We do have board user schematics for these, I'm pretty sure. Just not sure. What have we got? 1124. Well, that's all very nice, but we don't have a damn schematic. We don't have any values. How completely not useful. Well, that doesn't help me at all. Doesn't even look the same. Oh, it's because over here, this is what I'm after. And yay, no idea what that is. 17VO Mojave LDO input. Okay, so we're going to have to use a 25 volt cap, and I'm going to guess that we're going to make it 1 microfarad. So 9-pin chip, so it could be a regulator of some sort. Let me have another look, creature. But yeah, 25 volt would be what I've used. What have we got? 8A81. I think that's 3638. And my nose is running. Hey, Pro Engineer, Neo. Free flux coming out of my nostrils right now. Okay, 402, 25 volts. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to go with 1 microfarad, 25 volt. Hey, Jean-Marc. Let's see, 1 microfarad, 25 volt. I do indeed have. Yeah, I really do need to print myself a fractal vice or something, because this is ridiculous. Well, that's a ground pin, I can tell you that much. But actually the board view would have told you that anyway. I am kind of curious about that inductor. I worry a little bit about that inductor maybe not living up to a long lifespan, but then it could be just charred because it got pretty hot and the material around it. Although it looks like it's a little bit upset. So I don't exactly know the values. Oh, flippin' hell, that one just went flying. Yeah, it's a pretty good chance the IC survived. I'd almost guarantee it. Yeah, it just looks a bit messed up. I did see that other cat fly off. I did. It was too late. Yeah, I'm not sure about this particular inductor. Well, it's a ferrite bead, but you know what I mean. Hey Pierre. Well, let's see how that goes. It is a 402, yes. Yeah, creature, I know that. I know that habit. It's like I better compact all the area I can out of this board. And then you zoom out and realise the board's like barely 3 by 3 millimeters or something stupidly small. And you're kind of like, where's the relevance on that? Did you just flick? Why did you just flick? I gotta put it. We'll test it. We'll test it. I didn't put the screw in under the flex. Honestly, if I showed you the stats on my thing, we're talking like less than 0.3% of loss, so it's got to be a network thing. That's better so far. Let's see if it actually charges. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Looking hopeful. It's probably a very flat battery. Oh, there we go. We're alive. That's what we want. Yeah, this is the 1932, which is the Intel one. They're actually terribly prone to failure anyway, but yeah, we've got this one back to life. They don't usually bong, these ones. We'll disassemble it. Sorry, we'll disconnect it and then reassemble it. Okay, that's good. There's no point stuffing around, job is done. Let's get it back together and ready to send back to the person. So we got lucky, it was just that one shorted cap, and even though the regulator chip looked a little bit messed up because it lost its little plastic top coat, it's okay. The same sort of thing happens a lot with TriStar chips in iPhones. You'll often buy them, you can either buy them with the black cap on top or without the black cap. So I'm not 100% sure whether it's just simply there to protect the, protect it from damage, or there's some other reason. Like I said, I've received them either way. And in fact, I've seen them in the iPhones either way too. Let's hope so, creature. We'll see how it goes when it is rebooted after I've reassembled it. Oh, by the way, that big gaming machine that I was working on the other day, where it had the split screens, fixed that up today. It was the redriver chip that had to be replaced on the other side of the board. So that thankfully ended well. You don't feel... No, you're not... You know, you can tell when a screw just isn't sitting in right. The scary thing is it's like a very small amount of thread that it's not working with. Like just like the last quarter turn or something like that, and yet you can feel it. Yeah. I will obviously be advising these people back up immediately. Basically because, 1932, like I said, it could die at any time. It's a bit like 1708s. They're very bad at the moment. On most days I will get a query about a 1708 that's misbehaving in some way, shape or form. And the only thing, you just got to tell them, it's like, back it up, go to a new machine. Because even if it's not actually the CPU failing right now, the fact is when you fix it, you become responsible for the future faults, and it won't be long before the CPU starts failing, and that's going to be all your problem to deal with, because you were the last one that touched it. You're in. Yes, Edge. So yes, machines like 1534s, those horrible 12 inches, 1932, 2179, 1708s, 2179 less so, but it is showing some signs of that sort of misbehaviour. But then things go all good once we get to the 2337, which is the M1 variant, and that's actually a very good machine. It's just a shame with the 2337 that we only had it for a short time being produced, and now you've got the other versions which are at this point feeling like a piece of trash. Okay. What's the customer I was whinging about with missing thermal? Oh, his CPU's dead. Well, well, well. The great surprises. Oh, there's your bong. Well, at least we know the audio works. Just waiting to see if it comes up. It's probably going to do that. Your machine has failed 4 or 5 times. We're going to ask you to reset the password. Okay, fortunately not, but we are showing 0% on the charge. Okay, I'm just going to put this aside, put it on charge up here, out of the way, and see how it goes. Right, charge cable. Okay. Right, I'm back in a sec. Just gotta see if I can sort out this hay fever. Okay. There, I was going to say, where'd that cap go? One $300 cap. What the hell? Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good at all. What the hell? These stickers seem to be very prejudiced. Ah. They're a little bit too sticky, which could get me into trouble with the computers. Please tell me. Yay, the cap stayed in there. Yeah, normally when you get these stickers, you like them to come off reasonably well. Wait, why did I do that in red? It's supposed to be in green because we fixed it. Hope that's not an omen. Alright. Yes, Rossmann impossible to remove stickers, I remember that event. What have we got here? Oh, 1990. Yeah, they're definitely very sticky. I might have to actually change that rollout because I don't know if I can handle them being this difficult to remove. Customers are going to get angry. $19.90. Alright. What's we gonna see here? We're gonna have repairable, unhappy data, or are we gonna have burned up VREG and no data? And as I say, do not power up your 1990s or your 2141s. See too many other YouTubers doing that. I mean, okay, look, realistically, 95% of the time it's not going to make a damn bit of difference. But that 5% of the time it might be the difference between recovering data and not recovering data. But since you already know with these machines it's probably going to be dust related, there really isn't any compelling reason to power it up before you open it up and have a look. Don't be like that, Miles. I need this fixed. I need the money. I need the money. Oh yeah, there's dust flying out already. Come on. Yep, there we go. Nice and dusty. Disconnect the power. So we're going to go for PP bus short or 2v5 NAND short. I'm hoping for PP bus and only PP bus, but then again that can bite you in the backside anyway, because sometimes PP bus being shorted means it's burned its way through to the underside of the NAND. Let us hope it is not that either. Alright, so we've got PP bus short. Now let's hope we don't have NAND short. NAND looks intact, 525. It's a smidge low, but not badly low. Okay, so this is probably going to be C, what is it? Was it 9415 or something? I can't remember the exact number. Anyway, we know the cap it's probably going to be, which is on the underside of here. So now we're facing a situation of, has that cap done secondary damage, which prevents us from being able to do anything? Or is this going to be a happy end? I, for one, would like it to be a happy ending, because I spent the last couple of days doing more cat fencing, and that stuff is not cheap, even when you're doing it yourself. Like, it used to cost me, I think, about 120 for a roll of 75 by 50 mesh, welded mesh. Now it's 240, so basically everything's doubled. It's kind of crazy. Copper logs, yeah, treated logs, they used to be about $12 for the lengths that I use. Now they're around about $40. It's crazy. But we expanded the front area, and that gave us another 50 square meters for the wildling cats. And they're the cats that we're looking after them, but they're not inside the house or anything like that. They have their own little cat house that I built last year, but they don't get to come inside to the inner property. And mostly that's because one of them is a real jerk, and any chance he gets, he will beat up ours if he encounters him, if he jumps in or something like that. So unfortunately, because of that, we can't merge the two groups together, which would just make life so much easier if we could merge these two groups together. And of the 4 that we have out there as wildlings, 3 of them pretty much should work out, but this one, he doesn't want to play ball with anybody, which is really annoying. Hey Sylvia. Yeah, we have cat gangs. And like I said, it's extremely frustrating because it would be so nice just to merge them together and not have these split areas in the yard, and then everybody could enjoy the cat house, and yeah, it'd just be a fantastic thing to be able to merge them. But it would really be a bad fight. And the other issue is that one of the other wildlings, they have a knack for getting out of the inner fence area. They're gymnasts and things like that, and we don't want our current ones, the inner ones, we don't want them learning that knack. And of course, they're going to learn it if we let them in. So yeah, maybe in 3 or 4 years we might be able to do it. Unfortunately, catnip does not work on our cats. It's just one of the things. It seems to be more of a North American, European cat thing. It doesn't work on a lot of our cats. It doesn't work on any of our cats. It's just not a thing. They're not responsive to it. It's a bit like some people think that... what is on my head? Some people think that coriander tastes like dirt or soap, and other people love the taste of it. And it's a genetic thing. Yeah, we've tried the Philly Way spray. We've been using Philly Way for quite a while, and yeah, it doesn't really help us. Alright, so... Ooh, this is interesting actually. That doesn't really look killed. It's on its way, but no, that's not killed. Okay. Interesting. Oh, there we go. That's a good shatter job. That's a new one. That's different. That really went all out, that one. Can't say I've seen him shatter like that before. Not like that, for that position there. Usually you see it on the one on the back, but to see it on there, that's different. Fortunately, that is on the input stage, so that means that our little regulator should be quite okay. We're not going to have to replace it, but we obviously still have to remove that and replace it. It's the way that yeah, I got you though. Okay. A little bit of protection. Back out so that we can get maximum angle. Yeah, it's always nice when you get a nice clean failure like that. Let's check that we actually have removed the short. We're having a really good NRF night tonight. Okay, short's cleared. Okay, this is a 1041. Okay, it's this cap here, 9080. We're at 10 microfarad, 25, 603. Okay, so that's a pretty classic. In most cases, it's this one here, 9081. That's the one that almost always fails, but in this case, it was the one on the other side, 9080. And I had fun today. My supply of ferrite beads arrived from DigiKey. So now I've got plenty of ferrite beads, I can tell you that much. I haven't taken them out of the packets. I figured there's no point taking them out until I actually need them. But what was hilarious was when I went to put them away into their own box, it was at that point that I realized I actually had previously bought quite a lot of ferrite beads. So now I have even more ferrite beads. I don't even know why I didn't check that box before the other night when I was looking for some. Clearly I was not braining that night. Now obviously this person again is going to be informed that they must back up their data. Normally if I can get the password off them I'll do it, or at least I'll make a copy of it here. Because humans being humans are so notoriously bad at following up on things like that. Gotta sneeze. Jeez, it's rough on me tonight. Danke, Edward. I'll do. Don't want to mess around with it too much. You can easily go from... Yeah, you can easily go from, oh yeah, that just needs to be prodded around a little bit more to, oh god, what have we done, what have we done? So yeah, best not to push your luck. What air compressor do you use? And is it really noisy? I just use a little 3 litre paintbrush one. They're cheap, they're only like $100, maybe 150 these days. And yeah, they're great little things. And let's see, I can't drag it out from underneath the bench top, but yeah, they're very handy, compact, they're fairly quiet. What can I say? They obviously don't have the same pressure, or you don't usually run them at the same sort of pressure as you would a normal workshop compressor or anything like that, but it's perfect for this kind of work. Okay, I'm going to have a look around the board, see if there are any other areas that need attention before we power this thing up. Can I lend you some cats? Ha! Not likely. Get your own. There's plenty out there that need help. Thank you, Pedro. Your replacement one's still working okay, is it, Pedro? Because I know you had to get a replacement. Something went wrong with yours. But the generic things, you know, it's pretty much one company in China making them and then rebadging them. You definitely do want the 3 litre reserve tank on them, though. You can get them a little bit cheaper without the reserve tank, and you will regret that, because it means every time you want to get some air, it's just going to start running again. Right, yours is under 12 months. Yeah, mine's been really good. Mine hasn't had any trouble. Fingers crossed. This is not the same area, by the way. This is the other side. It can get confusing at times because, you know, it's all down here in this bottom corner. But that is definitely not the same as what we were just working on before. And it's important to make sure that you're aware of which corner you're working on, because the ISL, not the ISL, the VREG is orientated differently. And you can very easily install it backwards. And if you don't have a can of Magic Smoke handy, you're going to be in trouble. Yep, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's get this thing reassembled, and hopefully we can go ka-ching. Hopefully. Looks like it's almost correct. Which camp? Which camp are you talking about, Pedro? Because they have rippled surfaces on them. Some of these. Like that. So they just have that rippled surface. What are you doing? And there's this. Oh, that's the one we just replaced. Just a bit dusty. Right cap on the pair where you just replaced. Yeah, you're talking about the C1981. So I mean, that's it there. Just a bit of dust and grime, I think. And as I said, we'll just get these backed up. Which reminds me, I've got to take the whole unit out, because this is just full of dust, and clear it out. Yeah, Miles, I don't be hurting my... You can hear the compressor going now. So it's a little bit annoying where it's running, but it doesn't run for very long. Yeah, Miles, I don't be hurting myself if I did that inside. I mean, it's one thing to, just do a little bit of dusting, but the amount of dust these things have, it's got to go outside. I remember the display connector. Well, I really hope this gets up and running, because then I can finish for the night. Go do something else interesting with my life. Alright, we'll give this a test. Fingers crossed we actually get a proper boot. Hopefully they haven't DFU moded it or anything like that. Well, you do not want to stick. $20. Ramping. It's getting serious. Come on, hold. Okay, so we're just showing flat battery. I kind of have to wait for it to try and boot though, because it can show flat battery, and then when it actually comes time to boot, it can decide. On the other hand, no, I can't see my nans. Come on. It wouldn't hurt for me to try and find that screw now. Oh, I've got to find it. So I meant to send the job out tomorrow. It's all paid for. I just had to fiddle. For some reason, what I was doing is I was checking to see if the machine was working properly, just going through rudimentary tests. And the trackpad on the side, its buttons weren't responding, so I thought, oh, what's going on there? And so I inspected the flex and things like that, and I couldn't see anything wrong with that. And just as I was putting it all back together, I just had a spasm, and one of the screws just slipped out. Yeah, and I've already flipped the machine over and shaken it and things like that, the usual sort of techniques you use, and nothing has fallen out, and I'm fairly sure it did come out of my shirt, but fairly sure and absolutely sure, give me a bit of a gap there. Come on, you got to be close to turning on. 4 amps, yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's what I like to see. It's a little slow on the boot. This one could be loading up. The password has to be reset type business. hope. Yeah, it's just sitting there with the progress bar. Hey, sort of bridge. Wow, it really is taking its time. You always get worried when this sort of thing happens. You just got to try and keep you calm. There's not much you can do. You just got to wait. Keep calm and look for a screw. Oh, I turn around. It's booted now. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it just needs to do a little more charging. So that's it. We've got 2 for 2 for tonight. Okay, that's it for me tonight. I'm sorry, I know it's only a short one. It's barely been an hour, but, you know, I got other things to do, and I'm now basically out of machines in the job queue, like this, as opposed to pieces of junk, which I don't want to deal with. All I can say is make sure you stick around, watch the email, see if YouTube notifies you of when the next live stream's occurring or whenever I upload another video. I do need to do some videos on Flexboard View. I need to produce some how-to guides. I need to produce some what is board view and why do we use board view and why is Flexboard View the thing you should spend your money on instead of someone else's board view. I mean, aside from the fact that, you know, the money goes to me, which makes me happy. But yeah, I need to put effort into that sort of stuff. I'm well aware of it. I'm just trying to get into the right headspace to do that kind of thing. It takes time. So anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next one, whenever that may be. Until then, you all take care. I'll catch you later.